cycled through, and it had nothing to do with the bottom four dots. It looks connected,
Right.
but you have to separate it because I think the first dot on the first dot on the right is the black dot, right? Actually, no. Focus on the left one. This one was a grey one. You guys see that one?
Yeah.
It moves up by one.
And then
It keeps going by one, but once it reaches this one, it goes back to this one. Does that make sense?
yes.
Come
back.
Okay,
Like I thought it would come back.
come back to
Like go back to the
and then back from here
yeah.
to this one.
The other way.
This one.
Yeah.
No, this one cycles like this. Yeah, and the bottom set does the same thing. So it's kind of invisible barrier, but not really because you have that line to show you where it's set, okay? But it's not very obvious. So that's kind of the invisible barrier.
Did I add this?
I'm going back to my
It's very
What's that?
interesting, Richie.
It's always something. What do you mean?
In person,
Yes. It could be a zigzag. It could be like this one.
yeah.
It could be like this. But that's kind of complicated. Like just keep an eye out for that. But I don't see that happening. Usually clockwise, but I don't know. Okay. So we all good with the object. It doesn't have to be. You guys okay? Oh, okay. We're just gonna jump back to multi-task 5 now, okay? Oh, no. So that question 1 and 24 was just me trying to tell you that you can have similar objects, but they can be groups of the same thing instead of just one thing. Because you guys are doing one dot each. Does that make sense? Right, 1 and 24. So you know how this is like one set? You guys are used to doing one dot. Sorry, I'm trying to Alright, so the next thing I wanted to cover was question 20. 20. Okay. You guys have question 20? Yeah. You have a can you share that longer? That's okay. What are you going to say? Okay. Question 20. How many different things are there going on for this question?
It's each one. Two.
Two. Is that the final?
Three. It's either A or B.
Okay, so 2 or 3?
Three.
Okay. What are the 3 different things? Yeah.
So there's some smiley faces, frowning faces, and there's a gray smiley face.
Gray smiley face, and what
Yeah.
last one?
The hexagon like with a missing side.
The missing side. So, do you guys remember missing objects from yesterday? This is what I was talking about mainly, okay? Sometimes when people see a missing side, they can get like really thrown off and confused. But what I'm trying to tell you guys, and what I was trying to tell you guys yesterday, is that the missing side, you treat it as if it's there, but in a different color, for example. Or it's thing in itself. Like, treat it as if it's a thing, as if it is an object, even though it's missing. So, how is the missing side moving?
It's like going like +1.
Okay, by direction first, remember? Going so missing side clockwise. Yeah. So clockwise or anti-clockwise?
Clockwise.
Clockwise. Okay, good. And how much each time?
+2, +3, 4, 5.
Okay. Yeah, we got the idea. So, what options can you rule out? Rule out like eliminate. They can't be C and D?
Yeah.
Okay, so remember, in the exam, what would you do? Would you do the rest of this question?
No.
Okay, if you think you can quickly solve the answer, then you should do it straight away. If you think it's going to take too long, then what do you do? Don't shade it, lightly mark it, yeah. Because remember, it takes a while to shade itself, and then when you realize you want to change the answer, you're wasting a lot of time rubbing it out and then shading the other hand.
When the smiley face is gray and then the next one it turns into a frowning face.
Yeah, that is a pattern that a lot of people pick up. I think that was coincidental because otherwise, I think you guys get big, right? I put stuff on this one because I want to calculate the color and the size. Yeah, I don't know. I think that answer. Okay, I think people get like got me by accident, but essentially that was a coincidence. So how's the gray face moving? Actually no, it doesn't matter if you do the gray face or not.
Yeah.
Because our only option is A and B. Would we waste time looking at the gray face? No, because it's in the same spot, right? For option A and option B. So don't waste time doing that. If it's in the same spot, look at the next thing. So the last thing was the surface. Surface. So how's the surface thing? Direction first and how many each time? It is some. Is it clockwise?
Clockwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Clockwise. And how many each time? Yeah. Plus 2 plus 1. Plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 1.
Yeah.
You guys all agree? Yeah. So the next one should be plus 1, right? And then the answer is A. How was that question? Tricky?
Oh, I'm not like zooming like this.
Yeah, again, I think obviously the questions will be a bit bigger in gate, so you won't have any big ones because it's probably going to be writing like this. But yeah. Okay, question, jump all the way back to question 8, and you find a very similar. Okay, again, how many different things are going on in the question? 2, 2 or 3? 2, good. What are those things?
White face and missing face.
Right. So doesn't matter which one you do first? No, just pick one. Which one do you do first? The white. Okay, white side. Direction and then how it's moving. So this is object movement, right? The white side. Is it rotating or moving actually? It's moving around the star. So what it's moving clockwise?
And how many?
Okay, is this following a map?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got some no's, some misses. In the middle. I think this one's like two more. Inside the back or on the side? On the side. On the side. On the map, is it?
Sorry.
You can think of it as a side of map. Or just easier to think of it as a side to the start, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, plus. Wait, was it 2?
Yeah, that's plus 2.
3 out, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So plus 3. And then the missing side, how's that moving?
2.
Direction side?
Actually, clockwise.
Good. And plus
2.
So the answer has to be. So it's not missing object. I know we only introduced it recently, but it's not that hard to pick up. You just treat it as if it's objects, right? Alrighty. How do you feel?
Good. Great.
Great.
Amazing. Rectangular.
Okay.
Cylinder.
So, guys, these are some of the patterns that I expect you guys to know by now. So I'll just quickly recap them. Question 10. Question 10. It's what pattern is that?
You're like, what if I was like rotating, not rotating, but moving around?
Cycling through, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's just an order pattern, okay? If you have a bunch of objects or a bunch of colors and it's overwhelming, what do you do? Focus on one thing. Yes, perfect. Good job, guys. So 10, something like 10 you should know. Question 12. Do you remember that question we did a lot 2 weeks ago? Question 12. Did I get on? Oh.
Yeah, like there's a gray and one red.
Yeah, there's like one color or one shape in each row and column, right? So, you guys got these, so wait, just before we get to the answer, what two colors or patterns would be in that question mark box?
Red and dark.
The dot and the grey one?
Dark and the green one.
Oh, grid and the dot one, do you guys agree?
Yeah.
Yep, so which ones can we eliminate?
A.
What was it? Right, because that's great. Now it's A, C, and D, and then you find out the answer is D. Let's just follow the individual movements of each color. Okay,
There's some of my favorites.
oh yeah, that's great.
I just feel.
Okay, question 18. Question 18 is something you should know as well, but it is a bit tricky, so I'm going to explain it to you. So, question 18, how many objects are there?
Three.
Four. You get three right? Yeah, I'll learn that way. Okay, three objects. Okay, so I'll with all three, it's 4 objects. What are those objects? Can you tell me? We're popping up to me. So we've got the smiley face, the heart, the star, and a line, okay? Treat it separately, like I always say. I'll write this one on the board. Can I write the first one out?
Yeah.
No. I'll do that now. Okay, not the second one? So question 18. Again, all different objects, what do we do?
Separate one.
Okay, so, which one should we do first? Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so, ID, okay, how is that moving? What side of the map? How many times? Shivani?
What's on the side of that?
8 sided map, what direction?
And
Anti-clockwise. So, can everyone see that? Anti-clockwise? Plus how many? Plus one on 8 sided map. Who still doesn't know what an 8 sided map is? It's okay if you don't, just want to recap. Does everyone know what it is? You want to recap? Yes. Okay, so an 8 sided map is just 15. So we have the mapping techniques that we use to keep track of an object's movement or rotation, okay? So in the first one, where is the smiley face? In the first picture. Top. So if you want to use like north, south, east, west, north, south, north, east, west. So you put a 1 to show the first picture. Right, and then the second one, where is it? West, so you put a 2 to show the second picture. Next one? Yeah. And then guys can start seeing a pattern, right? Yeah. The next one is south. So the fifth one has to be? So this is moving, 1, 2, 3, moving anti-clockwise. And it's on an 8 sided map, and it's going plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. So it can't be seen. Good. And then I think for this question, it's quite easy to solve the rest of the questions, but I will continue doing it. What's next object actually, look at all the options. No, we wouldn't. Would we look at the heart?
No.
Why?
Because I didn't all get the non-mistake today.
In all the available options, it's all in the same spot. So A, B, and D, do you see how the heart falls in the same spot? So you waste time trying to find a pattern for that, right? Because you know the heart has to be the yeah, for the start, that's different. Yeah, sure. You can do the heart of it, but take the star of the line, within the star, right? Okay, how's the star moving? Direction inside of the map and that's anti-clockwise. So anti-clockwise west, good. What side of the map?
And
Eight side of the map, right? 8 side. And how many each side? Literally, guys, if you jungle county, draw this on your sheet, draw this on your card. Bring it to this. Was it plus 3 or plus 1? Plus 3 and 3. 3 plus 4, okay? So then which option can you eliminate now? We took out C before, so which one can we take away now?
A.
We gave A? Yeah, so that's between C and D. Now we will look at the like that empty line, okay? And how about Y and the D? Do we have to worry about all the lines? Why not? They're connected, they're permanently connected to that shape, right? So we don't need to stress that out. Wait, the one that's not connected, how does that one move? What direction? What side of map? How many each side?
Clockwise plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. What's that one? 8.
And the answer has to be? Great. It's a very, I think it's a very standard question, so you should know how to do this one. How do you feel? Good? Good? But your like feelings and emotions are what to me. I'll do this like what is going on with that? No, like it gives me an idea if I'm really struggling with something, so then I can explain it better because I know some of you are like really shy and if you don't say anything, you're like, oh, this is not about.
Why don't you say you need to
Because I do ask that, and then you say yeah, and then I ask you again, and you're like, no, I don't get it. That happens a lot. So anyway. Okay, question. Some of them are quite familiar, like if you look at question 28, you would have done something similar and must have done 3, I think. 28. Do you remember that one? Question 28. What's the answer? 28 or
see.
20 is like the same as 18.
It's not like that.
The same as 18, but it's only 3 objects instead of 4.
Yeah. With 28, the only thing I think you should know how to do that one, and I think you guys do. But with 28, the only thing I wanted to say was that do you see how the black shape when you open the arrow,
Yeah.
and then the like the green one, no, sorry, the gray one only moves in the corner, so but the script one moves in both. How does it move in both? What's the pattern for that?
Plus 3 plus 3 plus 3.
We have the 3. I mean, plus 1 plus 2 and plus 3.
Yeah.
No,
Then we
plus
plus
3
4.
plus 3 plus 3 and plus 5.
Plus 1 plus 2 plus 3. Wait, what do you plus 1 and plus 3 plus 3?
Black meaning.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the green one. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it is.
I know, but I wanted to make sure everyone else understands. Yeah?
Red plus 3.
Yeah, plus 3 what? That's 3.
Clockwise.
On 3 shape, it doesn't matter what shape it is, it just moves 3 spots each time. Okay? So you have to be careful of that as well. That's why I added that one back in there. Question. Actually, is there any questions for me?
What did it mean 1?
Yes. 27.
Oh.
How many objects are there in each box?
1.
3.
1.
Any object, 1 thing.
Wait, you should know this one. I feel like we covered this yesterday.
I asked my boy.
Shivanga? Who? You said the right place. 2 objects in each box. How is it 2? 20. 27.
The background.
Question. The background hasn't changed. Sarah?
Is it like the, I can't really explain it, but
The edge,
yeah.
the edge of the like circles.
Oh. No.
One. I cannot roll 24. Okay. Question 27 actually has two objects. Okay. So let me show you. 27. Okay. I'm gonna draw the first. Okay. This is one object, and this one is the second one. You guys see that? If I got rid of this one, you see how two objects are?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's when you have two objects, what do you do? How do you separate them? Color, code, number. Bob and Jerry, 1 and 2, A and B.
Red and black.
Bob and Jerry. Bob and Jerry. Bill and Bob. Wait, would you guys call this Jen and Jen?
Jenny.
No, you would call it the same thing. Why would you call it the same thing? Yeah, separate it, right? So what's the purpose of separating it then? Exactly, you know what you want to focus on and then you can keep track of it, okay? So, are you able to solve the question if I just say that? Wait, actually, group questions, it's a group question, what do you do? In rows or the columns? Is this? Yeah, so this one's in rows and then the red line is going anti-clockwise, +1, +1, +1, 8 times now. And the bottom of this black line is going clockwise, +1, yes.
So today we have to do 2 colors.
Yeah. Like literally you can pick one of those. Red lines, if I just literally call this line 1, line 2. Or A or B, doesn't matter. Or Bob and Jerry. All right, I think that's all the time we have for today.
No, 20 minutes. 20 minutes.
Okay, which one do you want me to- Okay. 23. 33. All right, I'll try and squeeze that in. Okay. 33, there was a very similar question I think you mentioned that for as well.
Yeah.
You guys remember this one?
No.
No. Oh, and I get okay, doesn't matter. Question 33. Three questions you do. Which one did you first? Okay, how many patterns are there? One, two, food pattern. No. What are the two patterns? Yeah? The one. Oh yeah, the black tile, yeah, and wait, what? It moves, yeah, but what's the other pattern that moves? Which one? Yeah, the pattern is no, the black is related to the background. Spider?
The background.
Yeah, that's related to the black one.
Is it columns? Wait, when the black is the end, the background.
One on the wall.
Push to the wall, front. It's one that's always in front, you guys see?
Yeah.
That's a pattern by itself, it's not very obvious because it's the same color as the rain tiles, but the one that's pushed to the front is a pattern itself as well. So the first one Okay, this question you have to label, so then three. Like, you have to go in onto. Firstly, 1, 2, 3, 4. These numbers don't change, okay?
If you go to the next one, how do you continue in one?
Yeah, that's what I said. These numbers don't change. Okay, they always say 1 is the highest tile and the bottom, the lower one is 4. Then you can keep track of it like that. So in the first picture, the one that's most in front, is it 1, 2, 3, or 4? 4. The one that's most in front. Like the one that's on top of the part. 2. You guys understand that?
Yeah.
2, yeah, right? So front. And then it's half of it 2 in the next picture. We're going along the road and trying to put it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Or go to the next one. 3. 3. Yeah, so how about row, the second row? This one's the 3. 3. Very good. Next one. 1. Next one. 4. Oh, actually, I think the middle one's kind of unseen. I think it's supposed to be 4. No, wait. No, it's 1. Yeah. Okay, so the bottom one is going, which one? 4. And the next one? We don't know, right? But by this one, it's not going forward how many? 2. Moving right, but this one has to move right. 2, right? And then it moves by how many? I don't know. 1. Good. So, but it doesn't matter as long as you think about it. Yeah. So, and then you look at the black tile, we do the same thing. The first one, which one's the black one? 1, 2, 3, 4. 3. Next one. This is black one. And the next one? 4. Okay, that's kind of confusing.
No, I think the black one's in columns.
I think
It goes
we
down.
actually,
And when it goes to a 4, it goes into the background.
no, right? I think this is a column question. Huh?
Yeah.
Have a look. Because I think that we can make a pattern out of the rows, there's an easier pattern in the columns.
Yeah.
And you guys that are missing questions, the easier pattern, like, beats the other possible patterns.
You're right.
Yeah, I am.
The columns though.
Okay. So it's actually going in columns, so going down, okay? So the front tile starts off at number 2, and then it goes down to number, 3, yeah. And then number 4. And then the next column, we don't know, so the third column starts off at number 3, and then it goes to 1. 4. Good. Next one. Now, well, we have to find the pattern in this one and this one starts before we find the pattern. Yeah, I know, that's why it's kind of a bad question because these two look like they're different. So it doesn't like so bad question. Annie?
I'm kind of confused about the numbering.
Okay, so like this numbering is just for us to keep track of how the pattern is moving, right? So the black tile and white tile, this one doesn't change. It doesn't matter which tiles move. It helps us keep track of the next one. So, like for me, I labeled this top one, the one that's close to the top of the page, number 1. You could call it number 4. It doesn't matter what you call it. It's just a way to keep track. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it doesn't change across the whole question. You have a question, Alison? You don't get the pattern? Really quickly, we're going down. And then this front, you see how there's always one that's put up in front? So that one goes from 2, 3 to 4. 4 is the back. Look at the front, front. We're going to the back. 2, and then this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is number 2. The front one and this one is number 3. But then I don't know. Yeah. 2, 3, 4. 1. Okay.
I think it's 8.
There was 3, okay?
figure out the black only.
That,
Okay, yeah, guys, we have to go through point of reasoning now, so I only have like 20 or 15 minutes left. Well, if you have a point of reasoning question? Oh, yes, yes, yes. But that was really clear. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 4, 1, 2.
what's it? Sid, was it you who said was your brother in one of our within your classes? Did you say your brother came to our classes before? Okay.
They have like, I don't know, 3 or 2 people and they're like, this person can murder the one in like 100,000. The guy can murder the wall, bring it on. What happens if they work together? Yeah. What's like the formula for that one? Okay. Guys, so did you want to start what now?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know those questions?
Yeah.
Okay. I is slightly, it is a slightly harder question, and I don't expect them to ask something like that today. But we'll go through it anyway. So let's pick one of them. Which one should we do? The
24, 25. Because I like wrong.
25?
Yeah.
25 is a bit confusing. The other 24 is easier and stuff.
Yeah, that was both.
Yeah, for math. So we're doing one of the reasons now. Alright, question 25. Second, 24, sorry, 24. So. So Sani, Rishi, and Deshaun continue painting a mural in 3 hours. If Sani does it by herself, she does it in 5 hours. If Rishi does it by herself, it's in 6 hours. We want to find out how long it takes Deshaun to do the job by herself, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, for this one, we did cover this in Zoom yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah. Okay, so. Trying to move away. So, question, reading. Masani, he does the job in 5 hours. So, and he, I don't think I'm aware, I can explain the whole thing. Okay, so her contribution, like her part, if they all work together, is 1/5. Does that make sense? 1/5. So she does it in 5 hours. But we know all 3 of them together does it in how long? 2 hours. We gotta find out by 2. But when you times a fraction by a whole number, the easy thing to switch the whole number to a fraction. How do you take the whole number to a fraction? You do it over 1, right? So what's 10 over 1? 15 over 1? 50 over 1? 1,000 over 1? It's just that whole number.
Million.
So this is the same as 2 over 1, okay? So how do we solve this fraction? 1 times 2 is 2, and 5 times 1 is 5. So that's Masani's contribution, or that the amount of work she does if they all work together. We did the same for Rashini. So how long does Rashini get job done? 1/6. So she gets 1/6 of it done in the group. So I think you times up like 2 hours. 2 over 6. You can simplify this if you want. What does it simplify it to? 1/3. But this is easy for now. And then Deshaun, do we know how long he takes? No. Okay, so we're gonna call that X. Okay. And then together they do 2 hours, so 1, so 2 over X. So X times 1 is 1, right? Okay. Are we all good with that?
Yeah.
Right. So these fractions, they're like each person's little contribution. So together the whole job is not as a number.
Adding up and then it's subtracting and see.
Oh, the computer. Together, the whole job, how can you like label that as a number? the whole job is like one whole, right? One whole job is one. So when you add up each person's contribution, 2 over 5 plus 2 over 6 plus 3 over x, what is that all equal to? One whole job. So
One.
one. Because remember, these are like slices of the pie, and then the whole pie is the whole job.
Oh, yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this is one.
So do you like add it and then subtract it, get it one from?
So before we get there, so 2 over 5 and 2 over 6. These two denominators aren't the same, right? So what do we have to do? We have to do, let's find the. Yeah, multiple, like common denominator. I'm still gonna move over here. Can I multiply? Or you still very nice?
Well,
I'm just gonna write. Alright, I'm still like. So, 2 over 5, what's the common multiple between 5 and 6? 30. So what do you have times it 2 by? 6. So 6 times 2 is? 12 over 30 plus 2 times? 10. 2 times 10. 5. 5 is 10 over
30.
and then you can just do this for now, x, okay? 2 over x and then you have the 5. Okay, so 12 plus 10 is? 22. Is it over 60?
No, 30.
Good. 30 plus 2 over x equals 1. Now we want to submit algebra. This is pretty much an algebra question. Yes, move it to the other side. But which one? Is x1 or this number?
30.
The fraction? So you do 2 over x, you just push things over. 1 take 22 over 30. But 1 take something. So any whole number, you can change to a fraction. How do we do that? Over 1. And so we can do 1 over 1, but that's not really help us right now. Because we want to subtract it with 30. Then you have to why does it not
Divided by 30.
Sorry, guys,
22.
what's 50 over 50? 100 over 100. 1,000 over 1,000. Right? So why are we thinking 30? Because the denominator we want to use, we want to look at. So we do, actually, it's the same way. This is 30 over 30. Okay? So now can you subtract these two?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
so 30 take 22 is?
8.
Good job, over 30.
30.
Okay. This last part is everything. Okay?
Oh, wait,
We just subtract it.
okay.
So then for this one, there's a whole process, but to make it easier, I call it the cross multiply. So then to make the x by itself, we divide both sides by. What's 8 over 8? 1. We want to make this x a 1, right? But if you're dividing this side by 8, you have to do it onto the other side, right? So I put 60 divided by 8.
7.5.
So x is 7.5. Does that make sense? This question is really the main thing I would like take away from this. That's just algebra. This one is just about like finding each person's contribution. How much they contribute to our project. Does that make sense for us? Alrighty. Alright. Is there any other kind of questions you want to tell? Andy?
Can we do question 16?
Question 16. Just before we do 16, actually, if you look at question 19, I just, I realized last week that it got printed in black and white. So you guys, it's very hard to know what part of the pie chart was what. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like something like that, you wouldn't have to worry about in date because it will probably be included. No, for 19. Yeah. I'm just pointing that out. 16. What about it? So I think you were wondering if there where was my formula, right? Yeah. Okay. So is everyone on question 16?
Yeah.
Question 16. Your job was to find the formula. Okay. Question 16, they gave you those two pictures. You're used still converting Fahrenheit to Celsius or Celsius to Fahrenheit from a formula. This one, because they're giving you the fixes, it was your job to find the formula. Okay? Looks like I'm looking at you, but looking at us. Yeah?
Whole convenient photos. That's how you hold convenient
Alright,
photos.
so for this question, 0 degrees Celsius, what is it in Fahrenheit? It's 32. So, okay, how about, okay, so you think that, oh, it's a difference of 32 degrees, right? But is 100 degrees Celsius 132 degrees Fahrenheit? No, it's not. So, do you know that you have to like try and find out what the relationship between the two is? But you are given two sets of, like the two pictures, so you have to try and find out what the formula is. So we weren't missing any info from that question, you have to find out the formula. But, Archie, uh,
30 days or 35.
30. Alright. For question 30. Okay. I'm not sure if you guys like learned about this in school, but there's a property with, so what's used in the sample?
Greatest common factor.
Calcium is. Right. So there's a property between those two numbers. When you time them together, it can be the product of the two numbers. So we know that the greatest common factor of two random numbers is 3, and then the LCM is 12. So this was kind of a silly question because if one of the numbers is 3, like what would the other number be? Like I'll try my question is so, you know, one of it is 3 times 12, and it has to be product of 3 times something. What does that something have to be to make it 6? Well, 12. It does. But then it's still- The greatest common factor of two numbers is 3. The LCM of those two numbers is 12. So one of the numbers is 3. So to make this sentence true, that other number has to be 12. This is a property that exists, okay? What's the other one? 33? Did you say?
34, 35.
Oh, 34. Can we do 35? 35 as well.
I think we have time for just one last question.
Just one more? Okay,
Yeah.
34 or 31? 35, okay. When it leaves the same place and travels in opposite directions, if the car is traveling at 70 kilometers per hour and the bike at 50, how many hours will they be? Okay, this one's actually pretty cool because you can use this technique to make things a bit quicker. Question 35. Use your table, okay? So you got you have the car and the bike. And then you have the speed of the car, the time, the pace, and the distance. So actually by the formula by now, speed equals distance over time, right? Okay. So to find the distance, like, we're given the speed. What's the speed of the car?
30.
Okay. How about the bike, the motorbike?
50.
50. Do we know the climate change? No, so we can find T for now, yeah. To find the distance, this one's kind of algebra as well. To get rid of this T, we need to multiply T because T over T is 1, right? 10 over 10 is 1, 20 over 20 is 1, 100 over 100 is 1, x over x is 1, T over T is 1. Because we want to find distance, but if we find T on one side, we have to do that to the okay? So this is like saying V times I is equal to the distance. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So to find the distance, it's 70 to the speed times time. So 70 t. Does that make sense? And then 50 t. Now you're also told that the total distance between the two should be how far?
240.
Yeah. So you want to add those two to give you the total distance. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then 70 plus 50 is 120. 120 or 120 t? 120 t squared.
No.
No.
No, because you're not finding it, okay? You're adding it, so t. 240, so to find t, you want to make this 1. How do I make this 1? Divide it by 2.
One.
Yep. So that cancels to make 1. But what you do to one side, you have to do to the
Other side.
So what's 240 divided by 120?
2.
So how long does it take?
2 hours.
Okay?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Yay!
Bye-bye for live.
Bye.